liberté. Ils vont se parler, internet to poverty. Frère, là, on parle d'été. Politicians used to live up to their promises. But this time like politics. They will lie, they will use you like shoe and polish it. Banana, we not voting by tribe. We not voting by religion. We not voting tradition, friendship, or relationship. You better vote for your future. Don't say you vote like your future. Brother, vote for your future. Mama, vote for your future. What do you want to? If I give you my future, what you want to? When I give you my country, what you want to? Say and I play, oh, what you want to? What do you want to do? What do you want to? If I give you my district, what you want to? You want my county, what you want to? Now yeah, now play, oh, what you want to? What do you want to do? They come me with their big cars. They come me with their plenty lies. They come me with their fake smile. All out in and I so fly. They won't use you, confuse you, and mislead you. They will promise when you vote them, they frustrate you. They already say you so go. Don't for your friend, let them move. They already say you rebel. Don't for your friends for their choice, oh. They already say you so go. Don't for your friend, let them move. They already say you rebel. Don't for your friends for their choice, oh. Banana, we not voting by tribe. We not voting by religion. We not voting tradition, friendship, or relationship. You better vote for your future. Don't say you vote like your future. Brother, vote for your future. Mama, vote for your future. What do you want to? If I give you my future, what you want to? When I give you my country, what you want to? Say here and I play, oh, what you want to? What do you want to do? What do you want to? If I give you my district, what you want to? You want my county, what you want to? Now yeah, now play, oh, what you want to? What do you want to do? My people, say no to election violence. We are with the same people. Don't let no politician come and fool you. Like brothers, in the country we have, we want peace in the country. Yeah.
For all they say, we go to school, so no job for all, we get problem. Hustling in the screen and they have money behind do. I didn't get what chair. All they take your market. What do they want to do now?
Well, I'm a graduate of the state-run university, and everywhere I have applied, they are asking me for 10 years experience, and that is impossible.
We the AFL them widows, the government promised us our husbands' benefits, and up to now we can't see it.
No good road, no good school. The health sector poor. Now why anything that can check out a boat? Them politicians stay giving us empty promises. What happened now?
Who to just? In fact, who rather lay in a complaint to? They will listen to what they in power. After election time, people know how important. After election, when we talk, they say we are Muslim minority.
Yeah. They say the evil a man does live after him, but the good is often tear with his boot. So let it be with Caesar. And what for Clipper? If for Clipper, my people tired of suffering. We need a change. Listen, you not need to tell me what's happy. I can see it in your eye, no something happy. I can see it. You're not talking, but your heart talking. Telling me you're hungry, you're not getting nothing. You're bold, you're king and full. Some of your life more than dig hole and cover hole. Some of your lost you the civil war. Some of your breadwinners sitting home, government said no job. You're fed up with the hard living. Just to survive, some of your inner in the street baking. Because the people who could help you, who you're putting for, look at how they turn back on you. They lie. They not finished with the poverty reduction strategy. They lie to your division 2030. So empty. So Kale and give it. At the end, they defeat all of your impoverty. Calamity. I wish I was a millionaire. And someone there I know and Ryan, let me make it clear. Instead of Johnny politics, I will build horses. Get loans to the poor so they can pay taxes. Yeah.
Me kuli de jainu, me kuli de jainu. Wala wala na de nu me kuli de jainu, me kuli de jainu.
You know what it mean? You get eye, you can't see. You get mob, you can't talk. Your folk can't even walk. People hating you because you in the cap. They go, why you got the man in the cap? You're all in the community. What if I say they for those with disability? Then government say they reopen the school. You now see hungry people go to school. Instead of giving job to the jobless, hope to the hopeless, home to the homeless. They manipulate the system and make it worse. Now they come on make it even by the cup of rest. One man in more than 3 positions. The same thing they were against when they were opposition. You tell me what we leading to. So they think they got peace and justice, nothing for the poor. To be your money, they want you sell your soul. Either you cross the road or you bend down low. But I lie, I pray that my people rise. That one day God will show they hear all of them cry.
Wallah, me kuli de jainu, me kuli de jainu.
I'm not your hero. I'm not Moses. I'm not Jesus. I'm just human. I got my bills to pay. So much problems to face. Some of them want me to feel, but I keep on going high. All they don't know the sacrifice we go through to make them high. Some people never satisfy. When you fall down, they criticize. If you don't appreciate things I do, I not owe you, I not owe you. Call God, oh, if you got problems, don't call me, 'cause I can't solve, oh, but you can call me. Brother hustle, so your money can double. If you not hustle, we go use your tea for butter. They don't know my story, but they want your glory. They don't know my story, but they want your glory.
legitimate financial institutions around the world. Corruption is a social danger because it feeds organized crime. It destroys nation states. It imperils opportunities, particularly for women and girls. It facilitates environmental degradation, contributes to human trafficking, and undermines whole communities. It destroys the future. Corruption is a radicalizer because it destroys faith in legitimate authority. It opens up a vacuum which allows the predators to move in. And no one knows that better than the violent extremist groups who regularly use corruption as a recruitment tool. Corruption is an opportunity destroyer because it discourages honest and accountable investment. It makes businesses more expensive to operate. It drives up the cost of public services for local taxpayers, and it turns a nation's entire budget into a feeding trough for the privileged few. And that is why it is imperative that the business community of the world starts to demand a different standard of behavior, that we deepen the fight against corruption, making it a first-order national security priority.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let me say welcome to the Creative Media Approach. This is where we discuss issue of concern, issue affecting the economic survivability of Liberia and the global village. Today is October 29th. This is how I would like to welcome you to the Creative Media Approach. If you're watching from Liberia, let me say good afternoon, because it should be 12:43 there in the afternoon. Let me say good morning to you if you are in Liberia, and good evening to all of our followers in the Asia beyond China and South Korea, Taiwan, Philippines. Let me say good evening, because it should be evening hours right now in Asia. In China, it should be 8:43. In South Korea, it's 9:43. So let me say good evening to you. And I would like to welcome our CEO, Mr. Ibrahim Tonio Masakwe. Good evening to you there. That's a good morning to you there from Iowa. Good morning, CEO.
Good morning, Gabriel. I like the way you call that Tony and you, mommy, or my grandmother.
Oh yeah. So let me say good evening to our Iron Lady, our sister Victoria Johnson. Good evening, Vic.
Vic, what's up?
Thank you.
Yeah, you should. You're blushing or you're shining. You're looking. In the picture.
I'm not in the picture. I ain't in the political picture. I ain't in the picture.
It seems to. Yeah, it looks like in a photo. Seriously.
Vic in the photo, eh?
Mm-hmm. No, not a political photo though. I'm my own leg corner, you know.
Okay. So let me say welcome. Today is the 29th of October 2023. We are just left with, exactly 2 more months to climax this year. So if you haven't completed the bucket list on your resolution, on your 2023 resolution, then I don't know what are you doing right now, because we are just left with, 60 and what? 29, 62 more days, or 62 or 65 more days to climax 2023. So you see how the year actually run. The year really, really, really run. That's why someone said, you should just make sure that, the resolution just be very, very simple. Only 1 or 2, because if care is not taken, you can't even complete 5 in a year time, because you only have 12 months. The time is so limited. So once again, let me say welcome to our broadcast. If you are joining us, let me say stick and stay. Today we'll be hosting Mr. Jerry Gibson. I mean, you know Mr. Gerald Gibson. He was with the Congo camp. He was the media man for Congo in the opposition. But I mean, in the second round, we saw that he made a 360-degree political turn. Right now, he's with George Manawia. So we are going to be asking him, we are going to be critiquing his decision, whether it is appropriate, what he really see in George Weah now that he didn't see then. And I mean, we'll be diving deep into that. But before going forward, let's just take a break. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. Don't go away. We'll be back. Let me try to connect our guests, and we'll be back, and our CEO will take it from there to moderate the show. Okay.
Let me see my wife. Let me see my daughter. If I make any crime in country, Liberia, please punish me. I not a problem. But I know why I'm coming there. I am coming there to expose Jetty properly. And Jetty, this is I'm telling you live. If you are man, just allow me in Liberia. Let you see me on the same media platform, and I will expose you properly how much money you eat from Liberia people. I will expose you.
So somebody is asking on the live, did you bribe to get the Liberian visa to the Liberian embassy in Sierra Leone? Did you bribe to get the visa? You want to show us your receipts, your payments?
I can show you the
How much did you pay for the visa?
$80, $130, $80, and they give me proper receipt.
So show the receipts on the television.
Yes,
so
I can.
Let's see your receipt. Because people want to see.
Yeah.
Because those are the people
only $130 they charge me. They didn't ask me any $1.
Okay, so for those of you watching here, he said he paid to the Liberian embassy in Sierra Leone, and he got the visa.
$130 official
for his official visa that was canceled. Yeah.
Legitimate financial institutions around the world. Corruption is a social danger because it feeds organized crime. It destroys nation states. It imperils opportunities, particularly for women and girls. It facilitates environmental
constituting 99.73%. I'll now move on to Grand Bassa County. We are George Manneh, CDC. Votes obtained 46,651, constituting 44.31%. Boyka Joseph N, UP. Votes obtained 36,214, constituting 34.40%. Alberton Junior Edward W, GDM. Votes obtained 5,267, constituting 5.00%. Those were the results for Grand Bassa County. 405 polling places of a total of 405 polling places, constituting 100%. Now for Grand Crew County, 110 polling places of a total of 110 polling places, constituting 100%. We are George Manneh, CDC. Votes obtained 24,477, constituting 79.67%.
Will now be returning.
Boyka Joseph.
Fortunately for some of us,
votes.
we got 6 more years. Some of you who are coming back will get 9 years. And I think it's just a new lease that a lot of things will have to be corrected. Pretend we cannot come pass a budget and a small amount of $200,000 go to our people, and we just drill each other. The minister comes and said, no documentation. When the minister was speaking and when Senator Smith was speaking, I called the fiscal superintendent from Bombay County and the superintendent.
I just called mine, he said it.
And they said it's not true. The fiscal superintendent and the I just concluded the call while Delon was speaking. And they said it's not true. The Bombay County Community College, for example, they have been chasing. I've sent Mr. Willow calling over 10 messages. Thank God he and said King here to open that school for students to go to school. We can't get money. Government subsidy. They just gave, the president just sent me a text. They gave $10,473 US dollar with 1.2 million Liberian dollars on Friday. The college went to the bank said no clearance, they can't get the money. When Mr. Wolokoli entered, I sent message to the county health administrator to ask if they have paid the county health team in the Liberian government hospital. They said no. Amen, Protein. How much can how far will our patronage take us?
Especially the impression on social media, it seemed as though George was going to
the election
eviscerate, obliterate, completely decapitate George Weah. I did not expect. If you disagree with me, say did you expect George Weah to do this well? No, I did not. And to be honest, I don't know how they did it, but clearly these results show that. Now, to our friends on the other side in the Unity Party, our friends in the Unity Party, who say, we don't need you, you are irrelevant, you are insignificant. These election results, I'm sure by now you are humbled by them. The election results.
Okay, once again, good morning, good afternoon. Let me say welcome to the Creative Media Approach. This is where we discuss issue of concern, issue affecting Liberia. Let me say welcome to the Creative Media Approach. If you are listening from Liberia, let me say good evening. Share the show. We are here, and Mr. Gerald Gibson is our guest today on the show. We'll be discussing a host of issues as we are already in, the busiest time in Liberia where everyone is talking. Yeah, so today we'll be discussing a lot of issues. Let me just turn it over to our CEO, Mr. Abraham Massaquoi. Good morning there, and just pick it up from there.
Thank you, Gabriel. Am I audible?
You are audible.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Gibson. Welcome to the Creative Media Approach, and I want to say good morning also to our great panelists here. That's Victoria Johnson and Gabriel Massaquoi. Today we'll be discussing a lot of issues, starting up with your decision to move over. Before we start, I'd like to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself briefly before we can kick the ball rolling. Go ahead, Mr. Gibson.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I really do appreciate your invitation. I think I've been here before, and I'm beginning to feel at home. My name is Gibson. I'm a low-key guy, very humble guy. Been a journalist since 1988. I wrote my first article on April 2nd, 1988, with the Sports Chronicle newspaper. And since then, I've been top reporter, I've been junior reporter, I've been senior reporter, I've been chief reporter, news editor, managing editor, correspondent for international media institutions, including the Peace Magazine of Italy, the International Justice Tribune of Paris, France, and several others. And since I came to the United States, I've been also involved in activities with the media. But mainly, I'm a business person in America. I do the home care services with several clients, and that's what I'm doing right now. And in Liberia, I'm in the process of building my own media network. I am going to school for international relations, international politics masters. I have my first degree in paralegal law, doing law courses, and then I changed from law now to doing international relations. So basically, I've been trying all my life to improve myself. And I've come to the point in the Liberian politics in the first time in my life,
to take part in the political system. I've been journalist, I've been writing, I've been interviewing people, but now I want to be in politics. And the first time I ever declared my support for a politician was Councillor Tiawanse Gonglo. Now, after Tiawanse Gonglo was no longer in the race, I now have to decide, since I want to still be in politics, to decide who I think is the lesser of two evils.
So
and I believe George Weah is.
Mr. Gibson, before we get into that, we were getting that whole ball game. But Gabriel, you're saying something. I'll come right back to you, Mr. Gibson.
Yeah, it seems that there's a feedback behind Mr. Gibson. I don't know whether you can just tune one of your monitors. I don't know whether you have a monitor.
No, I don't have a monitor. I can change to my laptop if that's going to solve the problem. I can go off and come back.
He's fine from my end, though. Victoria, you getting any feedback?
There's a terrible feedback from him.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Then,
okay, I'm going to go off and come back.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So, okay, gentlemen, let's keep the ball rolling. Gabriel, you heard Senator Edwin Melvin Snow speaking to his colleagues on sometime last week about how they manage budget in the country, and when they give these physical budget about how much each county is supposed to receive for developmental funds and all of that. And these government officials go to testify right in the Capitol, and they sit there and lie basically when the money is not available, and they sit there and say, oh, we gave this county this and that, and they're right in the meeting there, and only to call their county superintendents, and basically nothing is done. What do you make of it? And also looking at 50 lawmakers leaving the Capitol based on the decision of the Liberian people. Let me start with you, Gabriel. Go ahead.
Well, first thing I would try to say that every wrong thing that is currently happening in Liberia, most of them source from Edwin Melvin Snow, political maneuvering and something like that. Edwin Melvin Snow is just one of the beneficiaries of the bar system we have in Liberia. Currently, the APN terminal right now is charging high fees in Liberia, where even to export things to Liberia, the overhead, the cost will be so high, and the costs are somehow trickled down to Liberians. Cost of living is being so high in Liberia, we can attribute that to Edwin Melvin Snow, because he's one person that is known for actually, being the forefront man of the APN terminal. In fact, I heard that he was the man who was going all around from offices to offices with the briefcase to drop the brown envelope. Edwin Melvin Snow grasshopper from district number 6 all the way to district, that's it, to Bomi County, where he saw that people are very deprived, people are very hungry, they are in abject poverty, and he could easily he could easily fool them to perpetuate himself in power and get re-elected and perpetuate himself in power. And he succeeded in doing it. Right now we have there's an iron ore company operating in Bomi County, and we heard that the surreptitious, they alter some of the mining laws in order to just suit them. All these things, every single is just a beneficiary of the bar system. So right now it is a belated advocacy he's doing because of how he saw his friends. Most of his friends are being out because of that. Most of his friends have been, ignored, and he said it. He said it in session. He said, if we have election today, Taras Dillon will be elected, and he named other few senators. He said they will be elected because he knew those are the people that are on the side of Liberians. His loyalty to George Weah has made him to stand on the bad side of history. He held the hand of Fina Lasana in Bomi County. She was flogged. He held the hand of Maurice Setuma. Maurice Setuma was dragged by Eddie Starr. So right now he's losing political relevance, and he's just trying to, readjust in order to get grounded back into politics.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, Gabriel. Let me go there to Victoria. So Vic, I know you listened to that excerpt. It was a brief one, but I know they have the whole stuff there on Facebook. So if you look at what happened in the Capitol, we have 50 lawmakers who some of them was very strong, powerful in the political parties and thought, they were the GOAT. And those guys are going home. And with that happening, I think, I would say, do you think Honorable Edwin Melvin Snow is speaking out of fear that
Timas, I don't know, it's your internet.
I'm breaking in. Victor, you getting me?
I got his question anyway. Oh, thank you very much. As Skipper rightly said, I think he's speaking out of fear. Yes. When the Edwin Melvin Snow realized all those things that he pointed out, Edwin Melvin Snow, a mere driver dream, APFL days that got married to Zoe Taylor and cooked her out of her father's worth and became politician around here, taking the Liberian people money. He served as representative in District Number 6, never did anything in Montserrat County, and went to bombing, cajole our people at their own detriment. Then he turned into advocate at the Capitol building because he see that he may likely follow those other lawmakers that would massively defeated this gone election. I think he tried to outsmart the minds of the Liberian people. I don't buy to his idea or what he's trying to speak at the Capitol building. He's speaking out of fear because those very lawmakers that was defeated, he will be the next person to follow. Man, that every Melvin should not be trusted.
Thank you, Vic. We got our guests back, so I think I'll hold you that we'll come back later on down the line. Welcome back, Mr. Gibson. We will continue the show. Your monitor is on mute. Oh yeah, thank you. Good. So yes, we had you, and you had to go and do some adjustments to come right back. Now we are in the second phase of the political field, and we see that you are taking a shift from the original political party that you supported, and now you're looking at the Congress for Democratic Change. Why did that happen?
Thank you very much. Ordinarily, if my candidate was in the race, I would never support the both parties. I think they are not, they wouldn't be able to measure up to my candidate, Councillor Tiawan Gonglo. Unfortunately, Councillor Gonglo was not able to go in the runoff. Now, the decision remains, do I sit on the fence and allow the two individuals to go in the race without any part being played by me? The answer to me was no. I asked my wife, I said, look, what do you want me to do? You want me to just sit down and not participate in this thing so the runoff can go on and, the people go and say no? You have to make your presence felt. What side you think you can choose? My wife. Everything I do, I consult my wife. As a matter of fact, let me just tell anybody today. Every decision I make, she and I discuss it. Because when shame comes to me, it comes to her. I knew that when I go in this race and I make a choice, people will insult me. They have insulted her. They all kind of caricature, and she's used to that. So she said, make a choice. And I said, okay, there's Joseph Boakai. My problem with Joseph Boakai, they are very, very fundamental. One, Joseph Boakai, for a political leader to go on the platform, a big platform, and use his voice and say, if the people try to cheat, there will be no Liberia. It's a turn off for me. Political leaders do not speak like that. And because of those kind of comments, one coming from Mo Ali, that if CDC people attack us, we will attack them back. Eugene Fagon, we will attack them, we will finish them up. Then their political leader comes and says there will be no Liberia. I begin to think in my mind, why would these people feign trouble or war, they beat war drums? Then I begin to think about the kind of people around him, Prince Johnson around him, and all the Bodnake around him. And these people have the ability to mobilize talks, to go after people. And just as I thought of it, it happened. In Lofa, you know what happened in Foya. Okay? Seditionists were killed by Joseph Boakai supporters just because they disagree with them. In Moravia, a sedition was killed in the street just because he disagreed with them. Then I begin to think about what's going to happen if this election was won by George Weah, and if something happened, what would be the cause? And so I made a decision. I said, look, Joseph Boakai cannot be president for me. But even more than that, I don't even believe that Joseph Boakai can lead our country, my brother. Look at the way the Unity Party itself is disorganized. Look at the way they are disorganized. I'll give you a few examples. There was a time when Joseph Boakai asked all the senators in the Senate, just Unity Party senators, and say, come to meeting. They came to a meeting, German. We're not going to pass this recast budget because it is inconclusive. It's not good. And they agree in the meeting. The senators went and they voted for that recast budget. Where is the grip? Do they really, really respect Joseph Boakai as a leader? No, he did not have grip.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Victor, we'll go to you. We have Honorable Gibson in there. He's our guest today. You're one of our Iron Lady Fire panelists. So, yeah, go ahead. You heard his decision he made in terms of not going to the Unity Party and wanting to support the CDC because his candidate did not cross in the second phase of the election, which I respect. But you can go ahead and give a question or comment to Honorable Gibson. Go ahead, Vic.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Gibson, welcome to our platform. I've been following you sometime on the Spawn show, and I sit here, I listened to your opening statement and reason why you took a stand, you endorsed CDC, and reason why you think UP is not fit for the presidency due to statement from the standard bearer and few individuals. The statement that JMB said that there will be no Liberia. And I don't want to justify that statement, but it's a hanky statement I have for both. It can be a defined in a positive way and not negative way, because it's like a clause. It's hanking. It's not being supported by any firm. Okay, and then you said UP Palestine said Mo Ali said if CDC attack us, we will attack them. But I watched a few days ago on Spoon Show. You said when your people were killed, your people, the Grenadians, when they were killed, and when you guys were to BTC buried, I think, and when Stanton asked you if you was fighting during the Liberian Revolution, you said, I have never held arm before. And that you went to, I think, guy name you call, I don't know his name, I think you said he's late, and he gave you an AK-47, and you really wanted to kill, but your sister heard you. And that's why you never killed. But if that identical situation come again, you will kill. And you said you from a journalism background. Journalists are people that are broadening our horizon with the information dissemination they gave to us. You watch the Rwanda genocide, or because of journalists' voice, they put all that genocide took place in Rwanda. And you are journalists. Would just make this statement of recent, and you judging Joseph Human Boakai and Mo Ali based on this statement they made. How can you reconcile your own statement and that of this individual statement? What's the difference?
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a very good question. What is the difference? Let's look at the difference first. When I went in the barrack, I think I explained the process going into the barrack. It was an April 6th war. I was in Ghannasville. I was running a high school in Ghannasville. I had all the teachers and students on the campus. I went to Caritas. They gave me some food, some buckwheat, some oil. And while I was in there, I didn't go into that detail. I just said they wanted to kill me. And I'm going to say Mandingo because it's not tribalistic, but I'm just going to tell you the kind of people that were trying to kill me. They came on the campus. They were looking for me to kill me. I ran away. They took all the food I have for the teachers. I went to my girlfriend's father's house, and then after some time, there was a brief ceasefire, and I went in the barrack to see my sister, my son, and my sister's daughter. While I was in the barrack, the people attacked the barrack. You remember the case of the Guinean Moab breaking the fence in the barrack, and bullets were flying all over. I was in the barrack. At that point, emotion flared high. I was one of the able-bodied men, and what would it be like for me to be in a barrack, trembling and bending my tail between my legs, while MPFL 3,500 men coming from the executive mansion side, Ulimo K 2,000 men coming from the Lane Street side, and they are coming to enter the barrack, and people expect me to. I just sat there and bend my tail between my legs because I'm a journalist, and at that point, I was ready to fight. And the question was asked, what would I have been able to kill? That's the question. Yes. If I had shot one person and I was killed, at least I fought. That was the context. That was the context. I'm different from Joseph Boakai. I'm not going for president. I'm not having thousands of people voting for me. I do not have more than thousands of people on the street for me. Joseph Boakai is the leader of the country. He is a political leader. He's not president, but he's a political leader. And here is a political leader telling us that if he found somebody trying to cheat, instead of using the laws to solve his problem, he will authorize his people to destroy Liberia. It's completely different, my dear. This is a Gibson in the war zone. His life, his sister's life, his son's life, his friend's life, his auntie's life, his uncle's life, all on the line to be killed. And Gibson was supposed to stand there and do nothing because he's a journalist. It's a Joseph Boakai who got no war situation and promising war. Tell me, Victoria, which one are they the same? Well, what would you have done when you were in the barrack at the time? If you were in that same situation, would you have not done something to fight? So that was the context. Our Liberian people, they quit to misunderstand people's context. So when I went back on Spoon and Standard said, take your word back, I said, okay, I take it back. But Vic, I can defend this particular statement any day. I was in a war situation. Bullets were flying. Mohamed Doumbouya had fired more than 12 rockets in the barrack. If you heard that time, it was General Jalo then who went and killed Mohamed Doumbouya. Okay? Bracket falling. People dying. People have been split into pieces. And I'm an able-bodied man. They already almost killed me in Vatan. The man caught me, took off my shirt, took off my shoes. They burnt cigarette on my face. My friend, Sidiki Trawali, was the one who freed me from it. He said, no, they guys are journalists, y'all leave the man. And then I went in the barrack and I see another group of people, Moab breaking the fence, thousands of men shooting in the barrack, rocket falling, and somebody said, I'm in the barrack, I shouldn't fight because I'm a journalist? That context. If any of you were in the barrack at that time and you had that same situation, you would have fought. But that's
thank you.
Moderator, can I do a little follow-up on?
Let me come right back to you, Vic. I think he touched on your question. Gabriel, so you heard Mr. Gibson. He kind of elaborated on Victoria's question. You have followed him. Gabriel, are you there with me? Okay, your monitor is on mute, so you want to?
Yeah, I'm listening.
So, take a shot. Mr. Gibson is here. Well, you can take a shot before we delve into the other issues and discussion before I go back to Vic. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, Mr. Gibson, Mr. Gonglo, because most of the time I listen to you, you call yourself Gongloist, and Mr. Gonglo, Mr. Gonglo is from the LP party, and right now LP party is, supporting the UP. So I just want to know this. Were you initially informed about this decision, or it was something you were informed?
Yes. Yeah, in fact, not just informed. I don't attend LPP meeting. Let me be honest with you guys. I'm not an LPP partisan. I'm completely a Gongloist. I'm the international media director for Gonglo, for both Liberia and the diaspora, for any Gonglo movement. So I don't deal with LPP. I only deal with people who are supporting Gonglo. Unfortunately, that's the situation. So, but before that, I had a conversation with Councillor Gonglo. And I personally advised, I said, look, Councillor, you should be a party-driven person. If the party took a decision and said they're going to anybody, you should be able to play a party politics. You're not going to divorce yourself from the party decision. That's what I told him. I must be honest with you guys. I told him that. You can't play, you can't say, oh, I'm not going to support Joshua, even though my party went there. That would be a very fatal decision for any politician to do. You should be a party-driven person. When a party take a decision, you're an executive committee member, you go with the vote, even if the vote wins you. Unfortunately, even the LPP the executive committee went to Joseph Boakai, but see what is happening. All Gonglo family going to George Weah. All Nima Gonglo supporters and LPP supporters are going to George Weah. So, when the Gonglo alone going to with LPP. So that tells you that the decision was only a party-driven decision, and I think we should commend Gonglo for that.
Okay, so I want to add, because I didn't see Gonglo. I didn't see Gonglo during the ceremony.
Right.
So right. I just wanted to make a certain. Will Gonglo individually raise the hand of Joseph Numa Boakai?
I doubt it. Two things. I doubt it. I doubt it very seriously. And I if I were to advise Councillor Gonglo, as much as I don't want him to take an individual decision, I would tell him to stay clear of anything, the campaign or nothing. Let him stay clear of it. Look, Councillor Gonglo is fundamentally opposed to all two of these guys. He could have said, I'm not going to go help you. I want to be neutral. I don't want to support anybody. He could have said that. And he could have said that. But we advise him. We are the advisor for him. No, you can't say that. You will destroy yourself. The Liberian people will not understand where you're coming from. So go with the party. But should he live for Joseph Boakai hands? Should he go and campaign with Joseph Boakai? No, Councillor Gonglo may not. And I said may not because at the last minute he can make a decision. I personally advise him. He himself talked for yesterday in the morning. We talked for 30 minutes. And I said, Councillor, I suggest to you, you shouldn't campaign. You shouldn't do anything. It's sufficient for the party to go with you to Joseph Boakai, but don't campaign, don't do anything. Because the very things that you hate, they are in Joseph Boakai, they are in George Weah. I'm not like you. I'm not going for president. I can make a decision. But for you, stay right in the middle so they can make a sound argument in the future. And that's exactly probably he would do. If he changes tomorrow, I won't be surprised because he's a politician as well. I won't be surprised. But I think Councillor Gonglo will not leave Joseph Boakai here. He will not campaign with Joseph Boakai. In fact, he may do well right now.
Thank you. So, Victoria, you want to go before I can come in? Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to come in as it relates to the statement Joseph Numa Boakai made. I could interpret it like there will be no Liberia, like the future of Liberia will be doomed. It depends on how you comprehend it and interpret it. Yes, it could be another way like that the future of Liberia will be doomed. There'll be no future of Liberia instead of the quote-unquote war interpretation that Mr. Gibson
just give me 1 minute.
That's why you have to protect it. If they think they will see this election, you will not allow it. Because if you do it, that's the end of this country. We're not going to allow that to happen.
Okay, I think that's the
end of the country. That's what he said. Not like no Liberia, that would be the end of this country. I could interpret like the future of Liberia will be doomed. Because if you have the future of Liberia in the hand of a visionless person as the Unity Party and other opposition have been saying, there will be no future. There will be the end of this country. Because every democratic country that have a vision, there should be a way that the country will be able to flow in a positive way. And that will be able to provide those basic social needs for its citizens. You see, so for me, that can be my interpretation.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, first of all, Vic, let me disagree with you. And I think you are not a critical mind, because journalists should be critical minds. If you're a journalist, you should be a critical mind. You should look on both sides of the aisle.
I'm not a journalist. I'm a much
so that makes it that excuses you. That excuses you. If you're not a journalist, that excuses you. But you have to be critical. If a leader is speaking, look at the way he's speaking to an emotionally charged audience. Okay? What if he has said, we'll make sure we use the rule of law to stop them from doing the wrong thing? Why have he said that? Don't you think it would have shown more maturity than to say there will be no Liberia, or there will be the end of Liberia? Do you really think that George Weah being president will be the end of Liberia? Do you really believe that? George Weah been president for 6 years, Liberia still exists. People, other people are suffering, right? So in the next another 6 years, George Weah will Liberia dissipate? Will it be erased from the face of the earth? Will everybody go into oblivion? Will everybody die of hunger? Do you believe that? This is why critically these kind of statements go far beyond. I would have loved. Listen, you know why I opposed Costa all my life? Because of a vile comments. You know why I opposed Yeke Koluba all my life? Because of a vile comment. You know why I opposed Darrell Deno at a certain time? Because of a vile comment. I'm a peaceful person. Apart from the situation of the war, where even all the things that happened to me during the war, I never fought. I could have fought. But these people say, look at Darrell Deno. Let me give you an example. Let me just sidetrack a little bit.
Yeah, 1 minute.
A city senator tell his supporters and say, when I'm attacked or my campaign is attacked, when you see the president convoy, you must stone it. Why is he telling the poor? He's telling the poor that they should be killed. I oppose that. Look at the way Costa was speaking. All kind of vile comment. Look at the way Yeke Koluba speaks. And I told him the other day, I hate the very guts of Yeke Koluba because of a vile comment. Our conversation must be civil. Must be completely civil when we are leaders. What that statement that Joseph Boakai made, it cannot be interpreted any other way apart from invigorating his people to go and do damage. And they did it. They followed through. They killed people. They killed people in Lofa. They killed one citizen in Morocco.
Thank you. So we will keep the ball rolling. We want to welcome one of our panelists here, Cornelius Davis. Cornelius, welcome on the show. Yeah, I know we got some other activity to do, but welcome and thank God you are here. So we have Mr. Gibson Jeru here today, who's our guest, and he supported Tewon Gonglo in the first round of the elections. And now on the second round, he's leading his ticket to the CDC-led government. That is President George Manneh Weah. He said he's going to be supporting. So we have him in studio because we're going to quiz him on why that decision, and looking at the track record of the CDC and Joseph Newman Boakai, and he made his decision, even though the Standard Bearer supported the Unity Party, but he took side to the CDC. So Cornelius, Mr. Gibson is here. You can throw your questions towards him and let him take it from there. But go ahead. You got it on mute. Cornelius, you got it on mute.
You are muted, Cornelius. You are muted.
Cornelius, you got to unmute your monitor.
I don't know whether he's even getting us. Unmute. Just go ahead. Let me test in the
chat. Yeah, texting or something. Okay. So, Mr. Gibson, let me come back to you. I respect people's decision, and I like the statement you just made in terms of how our officials conduct themselves. I'm one of that guy who's big on that, and the people names you call, trust me, that's the same way I feel about them. But moving forward, you look at the CDC track records, right? We have the CDC-led government leading the country for the past 6 years. You have massive corruption. You had people, journalists being killed in the country, no answer. We had no investigation. We have people being murdered in the country. We had no investigation, no report on any of those incidents. We have money in the millions, squander, no report on it whatsoever. And you look at those track records that have hurt the Liberian people, that got the country where it is today. Abject poverty. Our people can't even provide for themselves. Every day that comes, it's like they're thinking, what am I going to eat tomorrow? And you say that, yes, it is this government looking at all of the track record of CDC for the past 6 years. And you look at how the people are voting, tells you that they are speaking. So how did you come to this conclusion of
thank you.
CDC being our best ticket for you? Go ahead, Mr. Gibson.
Lesser of two evil. It's not the best ticket. It's a lesser of two evil.
Okay, I'll put it that way.
Yeah, Mas, let me tell you something. One of the reasons why I'm ugly is because I take critical decisions. Okay, I take critical decisions.
Well, why may you think that you are ugly?
Well, in that what the people say was small thinking.
No, you're not.
When I was young, I know when I was young, girls used to left me alive. But
well, you're still a handsome man. You're still a handsome man, Mr. Gibson.
Anytime you take critical decisions, it does two things. In fact, you will grow pressure because your own decision you take, because of the pressure that will come, it exerts a lot of impact on you, right? But let me just tell you about the decision. I told you there were several reasons. I just need one or two, and then I stop. If I told you today that George Weah is perfect, it means I don't need to exist in Liberia. It means I'm not even honest. George Weah has a lot of bots. His administration, there was corruption that took place, even though we don't have empirical evidence, but we can see it. Okay? There were so many things we can see. Nobody can put their fingers on, oh, this is why they made George Weah talk, and this is why the other person took. But based on things that are happening, we can assume that there were corruption that took place. And I agree with everybody. We can also assume that the government has lapsed on investigating murders. People killed, people died, nobody arrested. Those are issues for me. But why will it be like bringing Prince Johnson close to the government? Why will it be like? Why will it be like having a Joseph Boakai who will be at home, he go to work 12 o'clock and go back on 2 o'clock, and have Anthony Kesseley, Alari Toba, Steve Quia, Kabakoli running the government? Why will it be like? Can you visualize it? Can you visualize how concession agreement will be made? How they will be carved? Oh, Papa, we already will get it for help. Papa, the concession agreement, Corel, Kansan. Is that what we're going to have? Don't you see that? If you think Maguen was powerful, if you think Maguen and Samuel Twe are powerful, put Joseph Boakai and see what Anthony Kesseley will look like, and see what Steve Quia will look like, and see what Kabakoli will look like. These are the people that will run your government, not Joseph Boakai. Bring Joseph Boakai closer to Prince Johnson and see what it will look like. Are you guys not afraid to see Prince Johnson to the proximity of liquor guns? Don't you know if his boy Jeremiah Kun is vice president, the vice president of the country has the right to ask for arms, protector, bringing Prince Johnson close to the proximity of power? Isn't that fear? Isn't that scary? I am scared. I am scared because I don't want this country to be dragged back into trouble.
Thank you. So, okay. Thank you, Mr. Gibson. The board is getting wider now, so we'll be very strict on time.
Yeah.
There you go. So, again, good morning, gentlemen. Welcome to the approach, the Creative Media Approach, and we are here. We got our panelists out there, Mr. Alfred Konowa. We have Jerry Nimfwe and Cornelius Davis. You guys are just joining us. And again, as I said, our guest today is Mr. Gibson Jerome, and he's our guest for today. He's been a staunch supporter of Terwon Gonglo, Honorable Terwon Gonglo, and he went with him through all the heat during the first round. Now we're in the second phase, but he did not go with his standard bearer. He took side with decided to support the CDC, according to him, lesser evil. So, gentlemen, that's where we are, and we kind of wanting to know why this decision came up, and we're going to have that for our first discussion. Then we're going to move to another discussion in our second phase. But if you are watching, please share the podcast and make sure to put your comments over there. We're going to be reading some of those comments later. And I will start with you, Cornelius. Cornelius, go ahead. You got Mr. Gibson. Take a shot.
Yeah, hello. I don't know if you guys are hearing me. Are you hearing me?
You are good now.
Good. But to be honest, my whole screen is all locked up. I don't know, for some strange reason, moving between the two different operating system.
Yeah, okay now.
Yes. But Mr. Gibson, when I disagreed on your principle of lesser evil, when you said lesser evil, I don't think that Joseph Boakai, with all your descriptions that you just gave, I think there's a very greater evil. In the first 6 months, there's no integrity when it comes to national security, providing basic security for the people. When it comes to giving information to the people to address basic things through information, sharing information, those are some basic responsibility of the president, and we expect those expectations from the president to come and address those issues. We're not looking at whether the investigation itself there was standards, whether they were good or performed professionally. But first, the president's most basic responsibility to the people is to address those issues. For the past 6 years, he has refused to address those issues. He refused to put in place mechanism with corruption. Liberia cannot move anywhere if the government do not have some basic system in place to curb corruption. And so looking at you saying, the lesser evil, I think personally we are is the greater evil. And all the description you just gave, I don't think the merit. I mean, you have the right to your opinion, but I don't think the merit for you to give your vote and say, oh no, based on this reason. So,
Mr. Davis, we have to be in time with our question. Like I said, the screen is getting wider. We got to keep shooting, so make it short and precise so we can hit it over.
Yeah. So my questions to you is, over the last 6 years, Liberia need its partner, one of our partners when it comes to security, is the United States of America. They have never invited President Weah here officially on a state visit. How will you reconcile that with Joseph Boakai when he was vice president when he was invited? Don't you think you are taking the wrong decision?
No, I'm not. I'm not taking the wrong decision. First of all, let me ask you, in the last 10 years or 15 years, which party were you supporting?
So to be honest with you, when you say how you voted, I've never supported a party. I've always independent. I'm going to
How you voted?
So I've voted. I've always voted on UP.
You voted for Ellen?
Yes, I voted for Ellen twice.
So you voted for the killing that took place in Ellen administration. So here is the thing. The problem we have is people deciding for other people what they should choose. He believed that Ellen was the best person. I disagree with Ellen all my life because Ellen did so many things, not just to my kinsmen, but shooting at police shooting at citizens, police people being killed, like Harry Greaves and all the guys Addison, all the people being killed, and no investigation, no any culprit, nobody was arrested. The prosecutor, everything went down. But he voted for Ellen twice, and he think Ellen was the best person. But now I'm trying to vote for George Weah. He thinks that I shouldn't vote for George Weah. That's the problem we have. People telling other people what choices they should make because they don't like that part. If I were to declare today that I was Joseph Boakai supporter, this man will be praising me as angel. Oh, you are the angel. But all the other people in CDC will say, but Gibson, what's wrong with you? Don't you see the other things about Joseph Boakai and you go and make a choice like that? Look, we shouldn't be telling people what they should do.
Mr. Jason, let me interrupt you a little bit. My question is, how will you reconcile for the past 6 years, our international partner on security haven't invited this president on an official visit? That's my question.
Why would I care about that? Why would I care about that? When I support George Weah, we're going to encourage George Weah to do better. That's my concern right now. I don't care whether America invited George Weah to come to America. I don't care. You know how many presidents who have never come to America, but they are president of their country? What would you say about Iranian president? The Iranian president never come to America to visit. What would you say about that? You say he's not president of Iran? No. Because Americans are invited because they have different fundamental government differences. And American diplomacy now, it's not government to government diplomacy. It's people to people diplomacy. So the U.S. government may have problem with your president, but they will still help your people. You know how much money the U.S. government have funded into Liberia of late? More than $10 million, more than $4 billion actually. That they have funded into Liberia. Okay, I said 4, he said 3. Let's take the ambassador number, 3 billion. They are funded into the Liberian system. They don't like George Weah, but they spend 3 billion. What does that tell you? America does not do any more government to government diplomacy. They do people to people diplomacy. And I know that very well. So what I joined to America was space.
Thank you.
Money online. I don't care about that. George Weah can stay in Liberia.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson. So I will go to Jared. Jared, I think you following the event, so take your shot. Mr. Gibson is our guest, and you can go ahead and show your question on his decision moving to the CDC or whatever his and then so we can get it wrap up and move to our next discussion. Go ahead, Jared.
To face the critical panel, it's not easy to make that decision to come, but I will try.
No, for me, I don't know. Having a question for Mr. Gibson, I just wanted to make a comment. Maybe I'm much more interested in the next discussion because I know, that certain money when you eat it can be high. Certain money you eat it can be very high.
Assuming that I take money, right?
No, Jerry, don't have me laugh.
Money can influence your kind of decision. Money can influence your decision, Mr. Gibson. And I know you are only trying to maybe justify some of the, your whole decision is dollarized. But let me say this. Only shamelessness, can get people like you stay engaging in discussions. You are heard everywhere, that if you support Weah, it means that you support the killings and all of that. But I just wanted to give in the little caution, and because there are a lot of people who follow him, is the issue is that everyone knows, including Jerome. The only reason why you hear Jerome like this, talking, myself and Sir Easton about, I think very well. He trying to push a trouble card and it will not work. We have transcended that level. That is the same politics they carried to Grand Jide, for which you saw the people of Grand Jide voting the way they did. Even my Grebo people voted the way they did. Because besides taking money and besides putting, trouble politics, I think Mr. Jerusalem knows exactly that is the worst decision ever to support President Weah. Because if you look at our country, I just been a little bit moderate and sounding patriotic because I said this to you much. Every one of us, and not that we hate Weah, I'm a Grebo man. I've connected to 4 counties, River G, Grand Crew, Sino, and other places. But I think beyond region. So supporting Weah, we have William V. Totman. He did well across the country, but when it comes to road, which is our major priority, I can remember in 2017, I was on a road. There were challenges on that road, but at least they were a little bit pliable. Somebody told me in that month, I asked, I said, I'm voting for Joseph Boakai. I said, I in a more, I asked the person, why you voting for? I said, I in a more, why you to do? So it means that the interest of the people at the time was a role. But President Weah came and ignored everything. the best role you ever saw from Papua coming all the way closer to Zwedru now was constructed by the Unity Party government. So for Elder Jeru, let me conclude in 30 seconds.
Please do.
Yes, the only decision, what influencing Mr. Jerome, only my 10-year-old daughter said will believe that a decision is dollarized, is tribalistic, and is unpatriotic. To support the re-election of Weah, it means to sanction, in his own word, let me quote him, it means to sanction the suffering of urinating on public policy documents and distributing poverty or the redistribution of poverty in our country. So for me, I don't have a question for Mr. Jerome because I know exactly.
Thank you. So,
his decision.
I'd like to respond to that. I'd like to respond to that.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Gibson, I give you, Mr. Gibson, I give you 1 minute to respond. Please do.
Yeah, 1 minute will be. Let me tell you, Jerry.
Okay.
You don't know.
Go ahead.
Jerry, you don't know me. When you talk about people taking money, you don't know me. Jerry called in Fargo, North Dakota, and Bismarck, North Dakota. I have several clients. 6 of them pay me $27,000 a month. 6 of them. At the end of the month, $27,000. That's what I get per month. So if you multiply 6 people by $27,000, you do the math. I have more than 25 employees. I'm paying each of them $20 per hour. I have houses. I have cars. I have properties in Liberia. I got those before I even started supporting Congo. How will you say I take money from Joshua? I never even talked to Joshua. I never talked to Samuel Toy. I never talked to any of them. Where the money pass? So no, I didn't take money, bro. But I just make up my mind to do one thing. I decided. You decided to support Joseph Boakai. I decided to support Joshua. Why is it that people are coming to Joshua?
I've been supporting since 2005.
Who?
For the record.
For Joseph Boakai 2005?
First round supported Winston Tubman. Then since the second round, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and moving.
Oh, you supported CDC Winston Tubman.
No, not CDC Winston Tubman. He was that time NDPL.
Okay, NDPL. Okay.
Yeah, at the time.
So, okay, thank you very much. But I just want to end on this. When this is a lazy argument, that if people make a decision to support somebody, then you take money. So if I accuse you of taking money from Boakai, would it be fair? No, it won't be fair. And in fact, you insult my intelligence. As an employer in America, in Liberia, I got 2 big pharmacies in Liberia. I employ people there. I got more than 25 employees in America, paying at $20 an hour. And you tell me I took money from George Weah, you just insulted my intelligence. But I'm not taking it personal. But I can tell you, bro, I'm a small Liberian good person that get money here in the whole of North Dakota. I can tell you for sure. Okay? So I can tell you my equity now. My business equity now is almost $2 million. And you telling me I took money from George Weah? No, I didn't take money, bro. I don't want to brag on this show. I'm in my house here in Fargo. I got another one in Bismarck.
Okay.
You telling me I'm still taking money from George Weah? No, bro.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson. Thank you for that clarity and the response. I'll go to my brother Alfred. Alfred, I know he's been watching and sitting there. I know he's gearing up. That's the fire chief. The man is always on fire. Alfred, you follow the discussion, right? And take a shot. What you got? Question, comment? Go ahead.
Well, I don't have a comment I don't have a question for Mr. Gibson Gerald. But I think once again I want to say thank you for having the courage to always appear on these shows. While it is true that we encourage this kind of discourse, because this is what democracy calls for, we should be tolerant of each other. But as much we want to be tolerant of each other, we have to say the truth to each other as well. I do not want to give any level of credence to Mr. Jiro, because I think if I start asking Mr. Jiro questions, I will be elevating him to the political limelight, which he does not deserve. But let me say this. I have followed Mr. Jiro And at this point in time, you know, it will be a political deceit to say here to kind of consent to some of the things that you have said. This is a man who is on record of saying to us, we who look to him for you know, we see him as a role model, we see him as a state elder in our community, statement in our community, we look up to him for some direction. But for him, I am seriously disappointed in Mr. Jeru's decision and actions, because this is a man who have told us on record that if you put George Weah and Joseph Boakai and Mr. Gonglo, it will be a political damage for people to vote for George Weah. Liberian people to vote for George Weah on record saying that Liberian people will be acquiescing the fact that they will be agreeing to the killings, they will be agreeing to lack of innovation in his words, they will be agreeing to the dismal performance of the government if they vote for George Weah. He's on record of saying that. In no time, he turned around to come back to us to tell us that George Weah is this quote unquote injured now, that we should all tend to, he will do better. We are all aware that past performance predicts future performance. President Weah in 6 years has not met our expectation. All the promises he made, he has not reached one. We have 3 missing boys. We have professional auditors who were killed under the watchful eyes of George Weah. The only thing George Weah had to tell us was they were doing boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm talking about mature people. Even if they want to do boyfriend and girlfriend, they have the intuition, they have all the means to have done it anyway, like any one of us on this show. But you have people dying mysteriously. And there's no justice. But Mr. Jeru telling us that we should have this kind of leader in our country. He's telling us that this man who have sat there for 6 years and have not lived up to his constitutional responsibilities in terms of security. The president let me lay on this.
Right.
Yeah, let me lay on this. I will not say to you on this show that Mr. Jeru has any relevance in terms of our election right now. No one going to listen to Jeru because Jeru's decision is an act of cowardice and is unpatriotic. And I think Mr. Jeru should not be listened to nowhere in our political dispensation because he has lost the level of trust in the Liberian society.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please,
No, Cornelius,
I'm actually open to anything. I'm actually open to anything.
Yes,
I can.
So let me Mr. Jeru, let me just tell you. No, I'm coming. We'll get to you. So, Mr. Jeru, you're gonna respond, but I hope you're comfortable with the argument here today.
Yes, I am. I'm very
good. When you in a
that's only thing.
I just want you to know it's gonna get heated and it's gonna get calm.
Yes,
but we all the same. We all cool. You know, nothing personal. Yeah. So, Mr. Jeru, I'll give you 1 minute to respond. Then I'll go to Cornelius and Vic. Then we'll take our first break. So let's go. Let's keep the ball rolling.
Mr. Konowa, are you Justin's brother or cousin or something like that? Justin Konowa.
One of them. We plenty. Not one of them.
Okay, because Justin Konowa and myself, we work at DC. He was on the radio. I was producer of DC television. So that's why I'm asking. You say if you ask me a question, you elevate me to the level of the platform. Oh, okay. I'm already here. So I'm already elevated. So that's a good thing for me. Justin, you know, I disagree with you too much. I disagree with you so big. Listen, the part I agree with you is George Weah has messed up. But you heard, if you look at the Montag here, you say lesser of two evils. In politics, people make decisions on lesser of two evils. So what does that mean? Boakai is an evil, Joshua is an evil. But who do I take that based on my judgment that we will not run into a bigger problem? I think Joshua. If I cannot afford to bring Prince Johnson close to our national government, I can't afford that. If Joseph Boakai win, we'll live with it, but I can't afford that. They say the Prince Johnson, now that you're president, are giving your vote in Nema. What did he say about Joseph Boakai? So many things. Insulted Joseph Boakai. That Joseph Boakai is a living dead. All kinds of things. They use him for your president. Insulted Joseph Boakai, Fadika. All of these people, what did they do? They came by to Joseph Boakai. Are you going to elevate them too? No. You're happy with them because they support your person, right? No. Boakai and George Weah, Boakai represent an existential threat. His election, not himself, his election represent an existential threat to our democracy. Bringing Prince Johnson close to the proximity of power with Jeremiah Kun as vice president, we are risking everything about our country. And if you want to risk that, I'm not going to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson. Cornelius, go ahead. Please be brief and precise.
Follow-up comment on that.
Yeah, Mr.
No. I'll go to Cornelius. Cornelius, go ahead.
Mr. Jerry, you know.
No, after Cornelius, I'm coming to you. Then we'll take a break. You will be last.
Yeah. Okay. Are you getting me?
Yeah, I'm getting you, sir.
Yes. I'm smiling. The reason I'm smiling is because it seems to me that the strategy. It seems to me that you've been bought. It seems to me that the strategy that the CDC are using is fear mongering, using the tribal tactic and what have you. The CDC have brought the same guy close to power, which is there's no way George Weah would have won that election if Prince Johnson didn't follow him. Prince Johnson followed him. It was okay. He was not an evil person. The country, our democracy was not a danger when Prince Johnson supported George Weah. Now he's giving a vote. But let me conclude on this.
To the point, Cornelius, we gotta go. We gotta go.
Let me conclude on this. Mr.
Yeah, we gotta go.
This is everything you said. You make one line and say, I don't care. And so that in itself is dangerous because we want to listen. The Liberian people want to listen to people that really care about all these critical issues. And when you were closing up on that question, when you said you didn't care about Liberian foreign policy, I don't think Liberian audience should be listening to you and follow you. So, and I feel you've been bought. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. 30 seconds, just 30 seconds. I don't care if people want to follow me or they don't want to follow me. I don't care. I don't care if America invite any president. I don't care. All I care about is to make sure that my participation in the process will bring some refinement. And my brother, to be honest with you, when George Weah was collaborating with Prince Johnson, he was not to the proximity of power. He was not. But he is now if Joseph Boakai wins. And you know what? One more thing. You know what Prince Johnson said? You know what he told the Nema people? Don't you see that the man is when the man win, now Jeremiah will be doing a work. Are you following? Or you are deaf? Okay, thank you.
All right, Vic, go ahead.
I wish you had time to really respond to some comments.
Vic, go ahead.
No, thank you very much. I'm sitting here smiling in this video, finding it very difficult for Mr. Gibson to convince me, and you are entitled to your political decision, but you will not cajole the Liberian people to believe you're dangling reasons. You're dangling, and I want to give a historic information. Yeah, I live in Grand Gila for 2 years and working Grand Gila. Okay, now we have to provide the information for Mr. Cheru, and I'm giving this information based on what he has been saying on Spoon Show and radio in my person. I live and work. I live with the Grand Gila and work with the Grand Gila for 2 years. I was manager on the biggest refugee camp, PTP. I think you know PTP. I was camp manager. I went to security meeting. I provided referral path for a lot of clients. There's some things that were happening there. I listened to you. You talk about how your tribal people were ill-treated during early regime, and even on the Spoon Show, you talk about how they were even jailed. There's a chair who start dangling. Please give us your reason, your tribal reason for which you are supporting Ambassador Weah. Because this information you gave me about Warlord being with JMB, those same Warlord even supported Josh upon Weah. And then on the Spoon Show, you boastfully hail those Nigerian generals that threatened Joshua Women, Bly, former bond.
Yeah, we gotta go, Vic.
1 minute, no. Mr. Chair, we is dangling here.
Conclude.
Mr. Chair, to my question, are the Nigerian, are there fear that when JMB become president, what happened? They don't want a reoccurrence of what happened in the early regime, because I am living when their Nigerians were fighting in Africans. I took someone in the hospital that would get wounded who used to be in the PTP camp tents. It would have huge security meetings about what they were doing. They were being paid. So you can sit here and tell us that Ambassador Josh Oponwea is a lesser evil. That's why you go to him. Tell us, the Liberian people, what is your reason? Your reason have been driven by tribal politics, and that you people are so vindictive of the Eric Johnson Sirleaf government. You people are scared that if Ambassador Weah becomes president, the fate of the Nigerian people will be in limbo. So you guys,
thank you.
I don't know how many minutes I have for day, but I can take 1.5.
Yeah. Just 1 minute. 1 minute, please.
Okay, 1 minute.
Just
Victoria, Vicky, thank you very much, first of all, for working in PTP, and we really appreciate your services there to our people. We really do appreciate it. But I disagree with you on some premises. Here is one. When you talk about, people ask me about tribal question. When I answer the tribal question, then they say I'm a tribalist. But in fact, tribalism is not a negative thing. It's a positive thing. If you define what tribalism is, it means devotion to one's own tribe, loyalty to one's own tribe. Only ethnocentrism, which Liberian people don't know, they don't use it because they don't know it.
I know about that.
Yeah, but you know it. But
other people don't.
Yeah, that's the negative one. Ethnocentrism means they one tribe feeling more powerful than another tribe.
Or more important than the other.
Yeah, more important than the other, which is a negative one. But tribalism is beautiful. But you ask me a tribal question. If I answer now, they will say Gibson is a tribalist. You are talking about, and let me admit to you, Nigerians know that some people went to Ivory Coast and fought there. And I admitted that too. About 3 or 4 or 5 people went there and fought. But 35 people were arrested. Some of them were living in Monrovia. But the most important thing was not the arrest. It's about the failure of the alien government to charge them. And the Constitution says within 48 hours of the arrest, you must charge them. If you don't have a charge, you release them. Some of them stay in jail for 2 years, 18 months. The least that stayed in jail was 6 months without charge. We pressured the government to charge them. It was a violation of our people's rights. We're not arguing whether they didn't do the thing. But the long time arrest and torture, people were tortured. Bob Marley, the other guy called Bob Marley, he lost his sight for today because they torture him. That's not the way government should behave. That's my argument. If Nigerians go to Ivory Coast to fight, when they're arrested, you charge them and prosecute them, they go to jail and do their time. You can't keep them in jail for 2 years and people torturing them, 35 of them, when only 5 people or 4 people did it. So that was wrong. And I was always say it was wrong. I stand for the rule of law, not violence. And they should do their time if they do any violence. Now, I will agree with you on that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson. Gabriel, I will go back to you. We'll take a 1 minute break, drink some water, fetch up, and let's come back for the second phase. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right. Legitimate financial institutions around the world. Corruption is a social danger because it feeds organized crime. It destroys nation states. It imperils opportunities, particularly for women and girls. It facilitates environmental degradation, contributes to human trafficking, and undermines whole communities. It destroys the future. Corruption is a radicalizer because it destroys faith in legitimate authority. It opens up a vacuum which allows the predators to move in. And no one knows that better than the violent extremist groups who regularly use corruption as a recruitment tool. Corruption is an opportunity destroyer because it discourages honest and accountable investment. It makes businesses more expensive to operate. It drives up the cost of public services for local taxpayers, and it turns a nation's entire budget into a feeding trough for the privileged few. And that is why it is imperative that the business community of the world starts to demand a different standard of behavior, that we deepen the fight against corruption, making it a first-order
Welcome back to the
Gabriel?
show. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure we're back. All right.
Yeah, we are.
Good. Thank you. So welcome back to the Creative Media Push. To our viewers and our followers. We are on the second segment of our second and final segment of our show today. We have in studio our brother, Mr. Gibson Jerome, who is here today, answering all of these tough questions and challenges that we are putting forth to him. And I think he's doing a beautiful job defending his decision on moving over to the CDC. But we move forward. Today, next we'll be looking at the second round of the elections. Mr. Gibson, your support now is going to the CDC. So we want to look at critically the process of the second phase. We will be projecting something that, you know, hopefully might happen or might not happen. But if elections were held today, Mr. Gibson, who do you think have the better chance of winning this election?
I think George Weah does. I think the Unity Party lost the chance to beat George Weah on the first ballot, and that is a negative. In the second round, Unity Party is going to fall. Look, I was even shocked that George Weah will come into 34 or 35,000 votes in Lofa County. That is a decadence for Joseph Boakai politics. If you look at the whole Southeast, Joseph Boakai is going to get lesser votes in the second round in the Southeast. Now, the people argue, oh, the Nima vote will swallow up the Southeastern vote. If you take the Nima vote from the Southeastern vote, you are left with 1,500 and I think 21 or something votes left of the Southeastern vote. But what they're not looking at is Joseph Boakai is not going to get 100% vote of the Nima vote. Joshua is going to slice his own. Even if he slice 20% from there or 10% from there, he's still going to slice some vote from there. But can Joseph Boakai slice as much vote in the Southeast? We sat here and George Weah won Grand Bassa County. And even now better for George Weah, he was against Bezonka Finlay. And he won Bassa. And now Bezonka Finlay is with him. So can Joseph Boakai win Bassa? It's an impossible no. George Weah won Bon County in the first round. Can Joseph Boakai, with all the Prince and all the people that are in there, can they turn the result around? I can tell you no. He's going to win Bon County again. And Moserado is going to be they're going to be a dog fight in Moserado. And if Joseph Boakai win, Moserado going to be on tin rope. So this election is over for George Weah. For Joseph Boakai, George Weah is definitely going to be president. I can tell you for sure from my analysis.
Thank you. So thank you, Mr. Gibson. So I will start with you, Alfred. Do you agree with his analysis he just laid out on how he thinks President Weah stands a chance of going for his second term, or is it not going to happen? Go ahead, Alfred.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The analysis my brother just gave you, he forgot to know that you have 20 presidential candidates in the first election. Now you only have 2 people, and most of these people who voted in the first elections, they're gonna make an independent choice this time around because their candidates are not in the election. And I can say for sure, where we have the fight right now will be Grand Bassa and Grand Jidda County. I mean, not Grand Jidda County, but Niba County, right? And I can tell you, I agree with you, Mr. Jerry, when you said the George Weah was against the re-election of Senator Finley. I agree with you on that. The reason why the Bassa people voted for Finley, it was on one ground, because that their son, and the president went there and started lashing at them. So they wanted to pay the president back to let the president know that their son cannot be, discarded. So they voted for Senator Finley. Now you're sitting here and saying, oh, because of that, because he won Grand Bassa County and Mr. Finley sending his support to him means that he has already won Grand Bassa County. But I can tell you this much, right? Senator Finley has just disappointed the people of Grand Bassa County. And you're going to see the vote in Grand Bassa County. It's going to be different. People are not going to listen to Finley. The reason why you see Finley go to George Weah only for protection. The protection he wants. Because you know the passport saga that occurred at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that his was in. You know that. So he's just looking for some level of protection, and he believes that when George Weah wins, the issue of statute of limitation will come into play, and he will not be prosecuted. He will not be prosecuted. But let's go to this election. Look, the people of Nima County are resolved. The Jeremiah Pankun factor and the Prince Johnson factor still is going to play. And this time around, there will be a big win in Nima County. This thing happened in the election, we know what happened. And we are already tapping all the screws. Nothing going to be missing anymore. That result that came from the southeast, you will see what's going to happen. That's what I see. Thank you.
Thank you. Any response, Mr. Gibson?
I like my young brother here. If you were in my newsroom, I will suspend you. You will not come to work for some time. Because, I'll suspend reporters who think the way you think. How can you tell me that because it's not true, my brother? You look at the variables. George Weah, he said that people of Bassa voted against George Weah for Finley. But George Weah won Bassa. So if they hated George Weah so much, why did they win Bassa? They don't hate George Weah. That was a political stench for George Weah and between George Weah and Finley. Oh, we said this about you and people will vote you in. That's a political stench. You don't know that. Listen, why did Finley go back to George Weah? And there's nothing like statute of limitation. You speak in my language because I did law. You speak in my language. When you got statute of limitation, that's why Finley go back to George Weah. The man's a senator. Even you go by the judge, and what happened? They were going to prosecute him for passport, something that they didn't prosecute him when he was not even senator. No, that thing had nothing to do with Senate. It had nothing to do with passport business. Listen, George Weah's chances are brighter. You see how many people from LPP went to Boakai? At least 7 or 8 people went to Boakai. The rest of the LPP Nima County going to George Weah. You see what happened to ANC and the CPP right now? Why you think they not endorse Joseph Boakai set up a committee? Because the CPP people and the ANC people want to go to George Weah, and Cummings is trying to stabilize it. Why is it that ALCO ACO, the leadership of ACO go to George Weah, and their membership go to George. I mean, the leadership of ACO go to Joseph Boakai, and their members go to George Weah. Look at the political movement. In Cuban has too much advantage. But there's nothing like, there's no evidence of stealing votes. You guys are making things up. If you're having evidence to go to court now, you're able to go to court? You're able to go to court today and say, yo, they were cheating? No, you can't, because you ain't got no evidence. And you're not going to the Southeast, you're condemning the Southeast vote. That's what made the Southeasterners mad with Joseph Boakai. Because they were speaking, Prince Joseph was speaking bad words about the Southeast, and other people were saying negative things about Southeast. They said, oh, okay. So instead of you're coming to us, you're talking bad about us, we vote for our son. George Weah is president already in the second round. The only thing we need to start doing now is all the media institutions, I told Stanton the other day, all the media institutions must posture themselves to get tough on George Weah. And I will be in that too. And if I have my media institution established, you will see how tough I will be on George Weah. I will be one of the toughest. We all need to do this platform, all the platform. We shouldn't give George Weah a chance. The moment he wins, the next day we should start criticizing him right away for things he do. That's how the media rescue the country. Even if Joseph Boakai wins, we should start criticizing right away, right after his win. That's how the media rescue the country. And I will be part of that. Watch and see if George Weah wins your platform, and you see what happens when I speak.
Thank you. So we go. No, we go to my brother Gabriel. We don't have much time. You will come back after. Just please. We don't want to keep it rolling back and forth. Gabriel, you listen to Mr. Gibson, right? And he's projecting that the CDC has a better chance. You know, he named the regions and the counties. And what do you make of that? You agree or disagree? Go ahead, Gabe.
Okay. Firstly, let me make this clear. You know, on this platform, I'm one of the panelists that bravely stood up and put on my hand out that I am supporting JMB, and I voted for Unity Party in 2011. Yeah. And I'm not a Unity Party, but I just followed them. I've been supporting them. And I'm one person who will say I would like the Unity Party to win. But let me tell you something. As much as I support JMB, let me be very frank. You know, back in the days, we said seditions are very dismissive of people concerned. They are arrogant, they are intolerant, they don't listen to people. But I think my party that I support today is almost the inheriting that characteristics of seditions. Look, let me tell you something. Unity Party is becoming more arrogant, very much provocative, very much intolerant, and very much reactive to every little thing. We are so fixated about JMB winning the election that we are not even taking precaution the way we talk to people. We are not responsible to attract people to pursue. This thing is about persuasive talking. Persuade the person's mind. You know, sometimes they will say, okay, we need to unite. We need to unite as opposition party. But before you unite as opposition party, you must first recognize the person's importance. But they will say that all the small Nyama party now you can't join us. You already call the man Nyama party. You already give the man. You make the man feel unimportant. How would the man come and join you? If you make the man feel unimportant, it means that when you win, you wouldn't take the man seriously because you're already in opposition. You call the man small party, you call the man 1%, 0.5%. If you win, you might want to take the lion's share and just give. Let me tell you something. People take clue of why you're talking. People take clue of your attitude before they join you. Unity Party is very dismissive of people concerned. Mr. Jerry Gacy, who tells you Mr. Jerry Gacy can change his mind today? But look at how people approach him. You are being bought. Your decision is dollarized. Is that how you approach someone? Look, let me tell you something. JMB, this election is very, very much important. If I were JMB, I would kneel down to all my media personnel and tell them to be very, very much careful. Because you know what? This might be JMB's last election. And when he leaves from there, who is the arrowhead for United Party now? United Party might drop into obscurity because they don't have anyone who is more popular strategically, strong or popular to take the United Party to another level in the election. Who is now a United Partisan. So they have to be very careful. They have to be very, very much careful. UP is arrogant. They are dismissive. I don't support Costa for going to United Party or that's it for supporting this guy. Josh Weah. But look at the man just wrote on his Facebook. He said, I am thinking of taking a side in this election. Go down, go and read the comment. You are nothing. You are this. You are flip-flopper. You are blackmailer. You are this. Now the men are taking side now. They start insulting the men. If you are not even taking a position, you are not even being elected, and you are so dismissive, so derogatory, condescending on people like that. Then when you take power, I don't think there will be freedom of speech. We think Joe Weah is clamping down on freedom of speech. Look, this is how you build what we call the supreme leader of. You know why they call Kim Jong-un the supreme leader? Because everybody worship him. Everybody believes that he doesn't do wrong. And that's what they are doing to JMB. We are breeding a monster that we will not cohabitate with in the future. I'm a United Party CEO. I support JMB. But we have to look at it critically. You don't have to be biased about this. The only way you persuade people is to first look at value in the people. You can look at Cheryl Gayson and say, you're nothing. People who don't value you. They may have followers. They may have people that believe in him. You get me? So the first thing you have to purport yourself, or you have to display yourself as a responsible person before somebody gives you power. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you, Gabriel. Mr. Gibson, any response before we move to the?
Look,
I need a response to some comments.
I am blown away. I never see someone so analytical. Listen, very soon they'll call you a sedition hiding behind Unity Party.
Yeah,
very soon.
Do it. I don't care.
Look, it took me a discussion with my wife to change to support Josh Weah. Even as I speak with you today, people insult my wife, insult me. They talk about my dear son, my son that was killed, something that is dear to me, and they think they can get under my skin. So exactly the guy Gabriel's point. Even the people who are the propagandists, they dismiss people. I used to say that on Spoon. You want us to come together, but every chance you have, you dismiss somebody. You call them non-entity. They're not important. They are losers. They are desperate. Who is more desperate than Unity Party people? Look, I mean, I'll just stop here. And I think people should listen. If I were in a JMB right now, would beg Gabriel to come to be our mouthpiece. Because I think he can bring more people to JMB than anybody else. He spoke so responsibly. That is the posture they need to have. That is the posture. If Gibson Jeru want to criticize JMB, say, my man, we understand. But here is what we want us to do, and we think we need your help. They'll say, okay, move from here, man. Who cares about Gibson Jeru? Okay. Like Gabriel said, if there are two people behind me, my whole house will vote for Josh Weah. Because I told them, anybody vote for Joseph Boakai, I'll throw your ass aside and you will not come back.
Please don't use that on our show, yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Please take it back.
I mean, we in America with sport, my man. Sorry, we in America with sport.
Take it back.
Anyway, yeah, before we move to Victoria, Mr. Gibson, on behalf of the Conrad 1 minute, on behalf of the Creative Media Approach, we want to say sorry for the loss of your son. I'm very sorry to hear that. I didn't know that until you just said it, but we want to say we are sorry for that loss. It's not an easy thing to lose a loved one. Vic, I know you're all charged and ready. Go ahead, take your shot. What you say? Because you heard Mr. Gibson.
If Vic come to let me film myself small because
Vic, you see, Mr. Gibson gave this whole diagram of Liberia. I was sitting here like drawing it in my mind, like the way he laid out as a CDC, he making it look like CDC is done with the election. What do you think, Vic? Do you think he's right or not?
No,
Go ahead.
You know, Liberia political fear is not static. You know, so when you give me analysis or projecting, you have to be careful. Sometimes your projection will become wrong, you know, because I've been following competitive politics in Africa, and I know incumbents are very powerful people. When you go into election with incumbent, it's not a smooth race, okay? It was only in Nigeria. It was Nigeria or Ghana, right? Goodluck Jonathan is in which country? Nigeria, yes, only that guy went one term, right? And I hear him for that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Say in Cuban, George Weah, it is going election. and he was like just about age 18, it was 18% difference or what? With the United Party.
So I think
was just 18, right?
I think so.
Yeah. You mean last election or this one?
Yes. I think the incumbent was struggling. Because if an incumbent has done well or did well, their development should be their roadmap for victory. They shouldn't be dangling and struggling to win. So, come second round, November 15th, it's a simple majority, Mr. Gibson. So you can be precise like that. It's a simple majority. It's a simple majority. So simple mistake, you are. So your analysis, you can be precise like that. So that's why myself, I said here, I'm a sympathizer right now for JNB because I see that with JNB, with the kind of knowledge in have, Liberia will go on the better path. That is my view. And I'm very unapologetic about that. Okay. I listen here, I sit here and listening to Brother Gabriel, a man who subscribed to Costa ideology. That's my comment. He's my ally. He subscribed to Costa ideology. Costa who has been pushing aggressive politics from the day of Mother Eddie Johnson Stanley. That is why I don't really love him. Although I did fall with Mother Eddie Johnson Stanley, I voted her and I see that she never delivered to Liberian people addressed by. And with the young people we saw, with the young women, we saw that we had that Z, to follow her footsteps. And she was suppressing a lot of young women in Liberia, addressed by from Mother Eddie Johnson selling politics. Costa had been very aggressive, had been condemning a lot of people, had been looking down on the political party. He is on record of saying that he killed the CPP, and you, Gabriel, have been supporting Costa. One day you have never stood up and wrote any disagreement on your page as it relates to Costa abusive languages against other political parties. And here you are on this platform saying to us that UP partisan are in this line, are in this negative line. How can you justify that? He that come with equity must come with clean hands.
Thank you.
Conclude,
Vic. Costa breeder.
Conclude.
All of this, the satisfaction was Costa. And now this very Costa man, I take the other side, and you don't want us to burn him with those names that the very place in gone, burn that he with. That is not why should I tell me? That is not fair to the Liberian people.
Take your time.
That is not fair. That is not
Can I respond to that? Let me just respond to that in 1 minute, please.
Thank you.
We cannot be precise right now. Myself, it's a simple majority. I just pray for the best for Liberia. It's a simple majority. Anyone can win. You know, I'm from Grand Bassa. I'm from Grand Bassa in Bon County, right? Philip won based on sympathy because he came back to all. He got a chicken before getting 9 years. He came back to all.
You hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. 1 minute, please.
We gotta go.
He came back to us and sympathy and Becca, so that sympathy voting God. So, Bassa,
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You following Bassa politics for two.
Just give me 1 minute, Mr. Moderator.
So
I have to respond
Just 30
to
seconds,
someone
yeah, just 30 seconds.
No. Konowa, you wait. I treat everybody equally on this show once I'm hosting. You will wait. I'll come back to you. You have your time. Don't worry, brother. Give her 30 seconds. Respond.
Yeah, so my sister said I subscribe to Costa politics. But, I mean, all the people that are insulting Costa now, how did they brand? How was Costa branded by them? They used to call him our hero, our hero. They said Gabriel Mazikwe that as a branded Costa, our hero. Look, let me tell you something. One reason or our brand people.
I think the man is supposed to need to come back.
Hello,
Gabriel?
am I okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. You're kind of frozen up a little.
Yeah. So I was saying one of the reasons for which when I look at Liberian people start branding other people, especially when you take a side, I don't listen to them. It's because we believe in what we call selective honesty and analysis. Our loyalty to people and our sincerity, our evaluation of them is based on time and situation. If Costa support UP today, Costa is a hero. You getting me? When he doesn't support UP today, then he's a blackmailer. I look at Unity Party people calling Costa a blackmailer. You know what you mean when you call Costa a blackmailer? You don't know you are implicating JMB. You don't know you are implicating JMB. Costa said, and this is something that JMB has never denied. He said, JMB lived on his pocket for almost 4 years. He gave him $3,000 every month. He has documented it. He provided. There are money that he sent. I mean, so it means that Costa is JMB benefactor, and he's the beneficiary of the blackmailing activities. You don't.
Thank you, Gabriel. We gotta move on. So no, Vic, we're not doing the back and forth.
And the whole thing is, that yesterday blackmailing, you can provide. You can provide.
Your 30 seconds, you last long time. Mr. Gibson, you want to take a shot to that before I go to Alfred, then Cornelia.
Oh, it's supposed to be me.
Vic, no, I'm responding to Vic.
Don't worry, Cornelia, you come in. Africa, I won't get you today. You won't respond to that. You get it. Go ahead, Mr. Gibson.
Vic just did exactly what Gabriel described. She just did exactly. Intolerance. Now the man is talking about JMB, talking about Costa not running for president. He just told you that when people
about Costa.
Yeah, he told you, he said, I don't subscribe to what Costa did. That is what he said in his comment. I listened to him.
I'm not calling Costa to CDC.
He said, I don't subscribe to what Costa is doing, but this is what I think. When the man say I'm going to declare, everybody started telling him all kinds of stuff, they dismissing him. That's what he said. And you just did exactly what he said. Intolerance to people's view. Now you go against Gabriel. Now very soon you will call Gabriel sedition on the show. And you are very close to that. Look, let me tell you something. We in the media thing here, if all the media people were holding JMB accountable for things he say and have done, JMB was going to be defeated in the first round. But he enjoyed the pleasure of the media. Even my own spoon. I go against 8 people on the spoon, or 5 people on the spoon, or 6 people on the spoon. And everything, we did not play my own video, they play JMB video. You said yesterday, I said, play a Fadiga video. They said, no, they not play Fadiga video where he eviscerated JMB. Eugene Falcon eviscerated JMB. But they all came by to support JMB. They are now heroes. So the thing is, if the media was equally criticizing both sides, JMB was going to be out of the race a long time. But they were not. So JMB had him. He was a beneficiary of the media. And I think that is a negative too. It's not good for our people. Our people didn't get a full picture of who JMB is. They didn't actually critique JMB. Even while we are here now, Vic, I don't think Vic has a capacity to critique JMB. If Vic had a capacity to critique JMB, the things that she know about JMB is she was discussing it and discussing the things she know about George Weah. People will make informed decisions. But Konowa will never do that because Konowa has a one-sided way of thinking of the issue.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson. Thank you. So we'll hold you there a little bit. We're coming back. Alfred, 30 seconds. Hit your response. We gotta go to Cornelius and keep the ball rolling. Let's go, Alfred. What you got?
I like Mr. Gibson Jr. I like this old man. I like it.
Just makes me laugh.
But let me say this.
No, Alfred, before you come in, me,
You're making me laugh. I swear.
The other guy say, they men laughing can help me too much.
They helped me too. I said that.
That's where I'm going.
Big man laughing the whole time.
That's where I'm going.
Big man smiling the whole time. I get that.
Y'all talking about dismissiveness here. Yeah, y'all talk about dismissiveness here. Yeah, we are talking serious issue here. We are talking about our country, and I do respect the opinions that are coming from Mr. Jeru. And one thing I know that he loves Liberia. Despite our political differences, he loves Liberia. But we have to be honest with each other. We have to come up to the disco with some level of honesty, and not to intellectualize the conversation to the extent where we put it in theory. For me, I'm not here for theory. I'm here for practical, solution that we can move forward our country with. I'm not here for theory. Now, Mr. Jeru is on record of saying that politics is about friends, interests, and he put the country last. And I seriously disagree with Mr. Jeru when he says that
30 seconds, Alfred.
About you as an individual, your friends, your family,
30 seconds, Alfred. Don't forget.
There is a strong statement from an American president who says this: ask what you can do for your country, not what your country can do for you. All right. And if you sit on a show and you tell us that you are supporting Mr. Weah today because you have some political interest with Mr. Weah and you feel that he's a lesser evil, the records are clear about Mr. Weah's 6 years performance. And if you were to ask me personally whether I hate Mr. Weah, no, I do not.
Thank you, Alfred.
I do not hate Mr. Weah. In fact, I'm a strong admirer of President Weah.
Alfred, 30 seconds. We have to respect your time. Alfred, we got to go.
No way I disagree with Mr. Weah. Okay.
We gotta go. You gotta be precise. Alfred, time. I'm sorry to let you go. We gotta go. Mr. Gibson, respond.
Alfred, you are just repeating what Mommy said on Spoon, and Mommy is misquoting me. And some people just refuse to learn. I'm doing international politics as my master's. I did it at the bachelor level as my minor, and I'm doing it as my major in master's. They will tell you politics.
So guess what? You come on. I see why I critical on you.
Right. Politics is interest. And there are three levels of interest. 3 levels of interest in politics: personal interest, community interest, and country interest.
The community is public interest.
Public interest. The fact that I am going into politics, my personal benefit for going to politics is to raise my profile. That's a benefit for me. And when I go into politics, I will get paid. I will get immunity. I will get hospital, maybe insurance. I'll get hospital bills paid by government. My family will go to hospital free. My friends will come and benefit from me. That's community interest. Then the country interest is what you will do later for the country. I don't have to stick it in Mommy head, but that's something you need to learn. That's something you need to learn. Community interest, personal interest, and country interest. Country will be the last part because it's a larger part. That's the falling ground. They call it the falling ground. Everybody falling. Everybody going to politics and say, I love my country. But check it. They want money. Dara DeLong. Me end with this. Dara DeLong. And you were talking about country interest. All the people, the car they are riding, 15,000 is too expensive. What happened to Dara DeLong? And he took the same car. Big year. Don't let Mommy fool you. That's politics.
Thank you.
When anything here in supposed to politics is interest, it begins with a person. You go to school for what?
Let me just tell you, Mr. Jeru, I am doing politics too. And my minor is in political science. So, I disagree with your analogy on what you just said. I strongly disagree, right?
Alfred, we gotta go. Alfred, we can't do that. Alfred, we can't do that. We gotta go. All right. Cornelius.
Yes.
Cornelius.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I know you're sitting there watching the back and forth, but yeah, you listen to Mr. Gibson, right? And he just lay out everything when it comes to, you know, what his decision and his you know, output is when it comes to our election and how, you know, he thinks it's gonna go. You one person that is data driven, you always follow your data, you got your computer set up and how, you know, the population and all of that. You know your whole workings. What do you say? Do you agree with Mr. Gibson?
Go
ahead.
So brother, you know, I give it to you because there was some facts and some information that I couldn't get, and so I could not predict, and I was wrong that, you know, Unity Party was going to win in the first round. You understand? But if you look at the votes, you see that it was very close because there's some missing factors. So let's stick to the issue here. I like probability more than possibility. So I'm looking at what is the probability for Unity Party versus CDC. And so these are few factors. We look at candidates already dropped out of the race. We look at Nima County and Grand Bassa. And then we look at invalid votes and then endorsement. Now, for endorsement, I know that the CDC has plus 80 probability because they are the incumbent, they have cash on hand, and they have political positions that they can use to negotiate, you understand, with all the candidates going out. And so that's a positive. Now, to put all of this in nutshell with candidates out of the race, you understand. So we're discussing pretty close to 300,000 votes in question. And they're going to be simple majority. And so when I put in the Nima County, Grand Bassa, Monserrado factors, and looking at the strategy from what I'm hearing on the ground, that the Unity Party is put in place, that they didn't have credible people. They kind of left the whole southeastern region because they saw it insignificant. And so if they put those factors in play, brother, I'm seeing a positive, the only positive probability that is in the plus 80 for CDC is endorsement right now because of political position, that incumbent, and they got cash. And so if I put all of these other factors in play, brother, I'm seeing a positive, that's plus minus, I'm seeing a positive 20 on Joseph Boakai side to win this coming election. So again, I want to give my prediction, taking into consideration how Liberian votes. You understand? We know Liberians don't follow their leaders. He's one example. Jerome, he could have been going with his party. You understand? You see the split on that. And so, the probability of the Unity Party winning into elections is plus 20. The probability of CDC winning the outcome is plus 10. If you minus plus 10 plus 20, you see you have a positive 10 on the Unity Party. So my prediction is the Unity Party going to win the next election. And I want to make something clear, brother. Yes, I voted on Unity Party 2015, 2011. You understand? Because of the interest and analysis I gave I had at the time of the candidates involved in that particular situation. Currently, I'm not favoring rule voting. I'm just giving the facts on the ground. Been following the facts in the past 6 years. Unity Party 6 years versus CDC Party 6 years. What were the effects on the country? We'll come to foreign relations, the economy, infrastructure development, all of that. You understand? So I'm now a partisan here. My interest is most about Liberia. You understand? And just following the facts. So that's my take on that, brother.
Mr. Gibson, any response?
Absolutely. Your analysis plus 10 plus 20 is just not, it's not realistic. You predicted the first time, you fail. You won't predict again, you will fail again. But here is the thing. Look, let me just say in 30 seconds, let me bring something to your realization here. Talk about Ellen 6 years and George Weah 6 years. They are unparalleled, very much unparalleled. When Ellen took over, there was a whooping amount of support that came from international organizations, from the United Nations, NGOs, international NGOs. They all came on the ground. They were employing people. They were providing livelihood for people. And by the time Ellen left, all these things dry out. And then George Weah now is left to fend for himself. There's another thing that happened to George Weah. Because George Weah is not a known political administrator, there was something to call wait and see from the international community. Do we go in now? Do we do something now? So that wait and see put George Weah again on the fence, that he had to fend for himself. So they kind of support that Ellen had. They kind of $10 billion that came into Ellen. $10 billion that came to Ellen. If George Weah had a $10 billion coming to him with all the international NGO employing people, Victoria working for NGO, she was not working for government. She was working for NGO. As soon as NGO left, Victoria was out of job, and now she get married with George Weah.
I resigned before they left. I was the Norwegian Refugee Council.
Yeah, that was just a job. But what I'm trying to say is, you had a job with not a government agency, it's a private or government or UN agency, whatever it is. But when you resigned or when you left, obviously when those people left, people like who are not you or other people were left in Ziali Tule. The guy that our big-headed man can say were left in Ziali Tule. Yeah.
Okay,
looking for your trouble.
That man cost me plenty, so I'm immune to him. But look, to be honest with you, Mas, let me just say this. The probability, and that word you use is very great, Collinus. The probability of George Weah winning is heavier on George Weah's side than GNB's side. Take into account all the factors, financially potent, the ability to go somewhere and campaign. GNB will not even campaign. GNB is in Ziali Tule right now. You're not even able to campaign. So that other people going to campaign on your behalf, you will not be able to go. So those are factors we need to look at. And then I totally agree with you that people will juggle here and there with endorsement. Endorsement really don't have any impact these days because the people behind them will definitely disagree. And JNB endorsement, people are leaving. George Weah endorsement, other people leaving. So yeah, but George Weah has a bigger chance of winning.
But Mr. Shell, can you please elaborate on the simple majority thing? Sorry.
Simple majority, yeah.
The simple majority is something I want you to please elaborate on it. So the neither party need to go for the 50 plus 1%.
No, if the first round was simple majority, JNB president because he won the first round. Technically, but it's smart with the vote that we see. Okay, I think 700 or 7,000 vote, whatever it is, he won. But this time now, if you even get two people more than JNB, you win. If you get two people more than George Weah, you win. So the vote, that's what I say. It's a dog fight right now, and the ruling party will do everything in its power, even if it causes them to cheat without you seeing it. They will do it. I'm telling you. I mean, no, I gotta be honest. Even though I'm supporting we have re-election, but we gotta be honest. We gotta give our people the idea of what may happen. George Weah could go now and do anything, even including cheating without you seeing it, without you detecting it, but you will still win. And that's what you really party do. Everywhere, almost everywhere, except for America, that's difficult.
Well, you're happy in America here too.
Yeah.
Thank you. So on this note, we will be allowing our guests to leave. Mr. Gibson, want to say thank you for being here today. We appreciate all of the time and how you handle all of those 12 questions that came your way. But we'd like for you to give your party statement as you leave us. And this is the Creative Media Approach. You are welcome anytime to come back. We'll keep bringing you on as the process unfolds. But thank you so much. We enjoyed the time with you today. So you can give your parting statement.
Yeah, and I want to start with Vic. Don't give up being critical. When I will come in here, I'll try to research you, and I start going over your video. I said, damn, that guy over there. so I knew I was coming into the Lions Den, but at the same time, I decided to be friendly to be able to I did get you guys on my side, and I think I won some kind of way. I was a little bit friendly. I'm not combative like I'm on Spoon, but here I think this is more civil, more methodological, more intellectually engaging, and people not batching at me, calling me names and stuff like that. I really did appreciate the time. And I want to leave one thing with us. I'm still in the media, and I'm definitely going to be coming back with institutions that are going to be establishing very soon. I'm in the process. Please, as soon after the election, whoever wins, pick up the mantle right away and start critiquing them. Don't consider them. If we get a chance, even 6 months, you embolden them. So my own method is when I was running my newspaper, after election, I start to bombard you. Any mistake you make, I start bombarding radio. Suppose about the person, the election just over. Well, that's the right time. That's the right time to do it, because if I in management, as a manager, when they make you a manager, the first thing you do is start being tough. Start with toughness, because when you wait and they get used to you, when you start being tough, they say, oh, the man. Some women will say, the man, what I mean, I don't want that. Why are you doing that? Some guys say, oh, because I oppose this idea that why. But when you come, boom, 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 then everybody in their place, and then you begin to be soft. We call it hard and soft. Please, the media guys, creative media, when Joshua win, when Bwaka win, please immediately, beside your support for the person, get it away from you right away. Start being critical. We shouldn't give them a chance to embolden them. We will succeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Jerome. Mr. Jerome, I think this is my second time reaching out to you. Let me say thank you so much for always being here. I mean, one good thing I like about you is that you are so reachable, and thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
But you'll be in a photo when we are you'll be in a photo.
I don't know these guys, though. I'm telling you the truth today. When I go to Monrovia, I don't even go on CDC campus. I don't go there.
Anyway, maybe after the show you get a phone call. Watch
yeah, when he political decision, tell him the truth though, so it'll be okay.
My brother, I'm going to do my media thing. They will be surprised again. They say, "Oh, I thought."
But seriously, before the show, my sister Petra said, "Let me see, Jeru. You see, she came out. He appeared so friendly, and she was actually weak."
No, everybody want to eat me raw. But when I come on a show like this, look, if I'm talking to Fagao, I'm not talking the way I'm talking. To be honest, if I'm talking to Fagao, I'm not talking like that, because the guys, they are personal with me. And I want to distract them from discussing Joshua. Let them discuss me. But today, see, we discuss Joshua, we discuss JMB. I'm succeeding. They come on the show and they only talk about me. I love that. I don't want you to talk about the Joshua girls. So they are making me the win.
You just unveil your strategy today now.
They will still do it.
Thank you.
I'll still distract them.
Thank you, Mr. Jerome. Thank you so much. We appreciate seeing you on this show again. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. That was our guest right there. That was Mr. Gibson Jerome. Victoria, take it off. Your parting statement. What you got?
Oh my God. I'm blown off right now. Let's start.
All right. I will go on. I think.
Go ahead.
I think the discussion that we had today, it was good, and I like the fact that the guests were able to identify, our professionalism here. We stick to the issues. This is not about a personal situation. Now, so the Liberian people and our viewer out there watching, you understand, we are all Liberians, and we got political interests and we got individual interests. Regardless of that, on this show, we're going to be sticking on the issues. We're going to be discussing the issues as it unfolds. We'll be giving our personal opinion, and then based on facts. So I would like if you watch the show in any phone, try to share it. Please make this place a home, because some of us will stand for integrity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was Cornelius Davis. Gabriel, I think he's busy. Victoria, you can go ahead.
Yeah, it was great being on the show tonight again, discussing issue concerning Mama Liberia. I think it's about time for all of us Liberians to put our country interest first. We should not be driven by parties. We should not be driven by individual, but the interest of our country. And I hope, as our guest said, we should be more active and more critical on national issues so as to strengthen our democracy and put our leaders on their feet so that they can ensure those deliverables they promise our people. If Liberia will be a better country, it is incumbent upon each and every Liberian to provide that pathway. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was Victoria Johnson. Gabriel, what you got?
Yes, gentlemen. Firstly, let me applaud all of us here. To just sit down and volitionally, support a platform like this that discuss. I mean, we are not earning anything from this platform, but this is something we are doing for the sake of patriotism. You know what it means. But now, if we are in the diaspora now, all the hour we are spending here, you could get something, some kind of hustle somewhere, to make money. But we try to trade in the time in order to talk about our country. It shows how highly interested we are about our country. I spent so much years in South Korea. I can tell you, most of the money I earn goes back to Liberia through investment, through people, and other things. So that's where our heart is. Our heart is buried in our country, and we just want a fertile soil where everybody can just, grow. Everybody can just prosper, brother. We don't need a government that will come and spoon feed our people, pay school fees and something. What we need is just make the ground fertile where people are able to work and pay their own children's school fees. So on this note, I would just like to say, gentlemen, the political ground is very tense. Let's try to take it cool. There's relationship after, politics, and we should be very tolerant of people's view. We should carry the diversified and inclusive mindset that, people should do what they love. People should do what they love, and when they don't vote your side or they don't support your side, let them support what they love. So on that note, I would like to say thank you so much, Mr. CEO. Thank you, Cornelius. Thank you
very much. That was Gabriel Massacre. I would like to say thank you to our viewers, our followers, and all of our supporters on the Creative Media Approach. Thank you for always being here. Every Sunday, we are here trying to give you all of the best information we have with all of our great panelists here. But on this note, Liberia is at a crossroad. We cannot make decisions for Liberians. You guys are in the country, we are in the diaspora, and helping you guys to make sure our democracy is strengthening, is stronger, and better for our people. You guys are there. You saw President Weah 6 years, like I always said. If it was something good that you guys like, y'all can re-vote him. If y'all think President Weah did not do a good job, you guys can also make the decision to vote him out. So it's incumbent upon Liberians to make that decision. And come the next phase of the election, will soon be stepping into the second round. Campaign will be heated. We know they will be reaching out. So just make the best decision, because the decision you make today affects your children. This is a decision that will affect generations to come. So on this note, on behalf of the Creative Media Approach, we want to say thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your comments. And next Sunday, same time, we'll be here with another fascinating discussion. I want to say thank you to our panelists. Until next Sunday, shout out. Thank you, Gabriel. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much. And we are going to be here next Sunday. I mean, who's moderating? Fake? You want to take the lead?
I'll be working.
You'll be working next Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Cornelius? Yeah, Konoa can weigh in there now.
Oh, okay.
So he will be somehow.
We'll discuss that in the meeting.
We'll discuss it maybe in the
Yeah, we'll discuss it in the meeting. So this I would like to climax today's broadcast, and I'll catch you in the back, gentlemen.
Let me be.
haters catching cold. From head to toe, I'm in my zone. Where play you when I had no money? Like now you acting like you know me. Who you are, yeah, who you are, yeah. You know me, but I don't know who you are, yeah. Flexing on these bitches in my new designers, yeah. I know Benjamin Franklin, I don't know who you are, yeah. They been tryna hit a bullet, but this is my time, I own this Rolex. Switch it up, baby, tell me what you want, I got what you need, no, don't check. Even though you were not there when I was writing checks, yeah. I can ready put you on, I can show you what you want, yeah. Shawty want a threesome, I might do it for the fun, yeah. I can let her run around, get that pretty bitch her space. Cause anytime she come around, she know it's a holiday. Yeah, I don't have to see an ID, I know who's my brother, I know who's my friend and me. I know all the undercover secret agent and I tryna kill my energy. Señorita, looking at pizza, you don't need a visa. Enter my world, Mona Lisa, tu te pawisa. We my bounce on all my haters catching cold. From head to toe, I'm in my zone. Where play you when I had no money? Like now you acting like you know me. Who you are, yeah, who you are, yeah. You know me, but I don't know who you are, yeah. Flexing on these niggas in my new designers, yeah. I know Benjamin Franklin, I don't know who you are, yeah. Christian Dior, yeah. I don't know who you are. I know you don't like me, I don't know who you are, yeah. Yeah, who you are. I know you don't like me, I don't know who you are, yeah. Flexing on these bitches in my new designers, yeah. I know you don't like me, I don't know who you are, yeah. I know Benjamin Franklin, I don't know who you are, yeah. Where the hell you from, and who you are, yeah. I know you don't like me, and you wanna buy me.
I've been trying to get in touch with Born Naked, General Born Naked. Jacob Lai.
Yeah, to see what he's doing after the war. Yeah.
No, I want
they threaten him. They
one of the people in the bureau, they threaten the man.
They threaten him. They record it again.
I will ask my boy for his number so I can print.
So, but why they threatening him?
And then I want to that would be one of the things I get at me. Get out in Joshua
still get a